I always do that. I'm used to it. Is that it? Okay. Not watching that. Not watching that. Okay, guys. Q&A more, so I don't talk about nothing else anymore.
And half. By the way, what's inside, guys?
So, guys, I'm back on.
We got an interesting one for you today. In LA doing
Good mythical morning. Marshmallow, YouTube.
And one of my buddies was like,
Not right now, but when you come in.
I'm not coming back to the kitchen anytime soon. I'm not going there anytime. I'm not going back in there anytime soon. Ask me to do something I'm not going to be doing anytime soon.
Hello, Mellow Gang, and welcome. Marshmallow. All right. Another long night of gaming, Mellow. You better get to the kitchen. We have guests today. It's your favorite comedy duo, Rhett and Lynn.
Good mythical morning.
Let's go.
Good mythical morning's doing it too.
Flour, baking powder, salt, sugar, eggs, butter, trick cereal, chocolate chips, and blueberries. Okay, boys. Once you've got all your ducks in a row, combine the dry ingredients.
Shut this up. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna get.
Play nice, you three. Now in a small bowl, beat the egg and milk together.
Good mythical morning.
And now, it's time for our big pancake cook-off. You've
Marshmallow.
to cook as many of your favorite pancakes as you can. On the left, Rhett with the chocolate chip pancakes. Mellow in the middle with blueberry pancakes. And Link on the right with the trick cereal. On your mark, get set, go.
Question, what? I'll tell you that, John.
Only 30 seconds left. And time.
Okay, John, I'll tell you, okay? I know the answer already.
So Rhett and Link, the joint
John, I already know the answer, okay?
of cooking with marshmallows.
John, I know the answer to that already, John. You don't have to, I already know the answer, John.
cats are curious creatures, which makes their owners curious creatures too. Why do cats love tiny spaces?
The thing is, though, technically, back then, if you couldn't get WB back then. That's the problem. You had a choice of Fox or WB. Where I lived, we had Fox, but we didn't have WB yet. We couldn't get WB. Back then, you had three. Back then, you only had NBC, ABC, CBS, PBS. Then Fox came around in 1990, and Fox came out in the 80s, or in my area, in 1995. Yeah, so it's weird. So, yeah, so put my Yu-Gi-Oh account first. But it took. It's weird though. Okay, it's weird though. It took 4 years for Pokemon to make it to the U.S. Okay, Digimon came out a few months later in the United States. Is that weird or what? Not watching that. Not watching that. Yeah, so it's real weird. Digimon came out first. Oh. Will it Marshmallow? Oh, well, chair. Good morning. Will it chair? Good mythical morning, YouTube. Will it chair? Good mythical morning, YouTube. Will it chair? Good mythical morning, YouTube. Uh-oh. Nah, I'm gonna watch something else. Hmm. So how is everyone doing today, this afternoon? I know. That was all, John, that show sucked. Oh, John, that show sucked. The only thing that show ever had was the theme song. That's the only way that show was good was the theme song. There actually is a Digimon called Dogmon. Okay, and he's hilarious. What? There is a Dogmon in Digimon. The problem is he's a jokester. I'm gonna say the only thing that TV show Dogmon had good on it was the song, the theme song. That's the only thing with that show. It's okay. That looks a little stupid and dumb. That's the only thing that show ever had good on it was that theme song. That's it. That's the only thing that show ever got good was that theme song. Nothing else. Because one, it's in Spanish, so technically in Brazil there's no copyright laws. No. The animation sucks like crap. And I'm saying that. Right? That show sucks. That show is weird. It just. The only thing that ever had good was the theme song. Everything else about it sucked. That's all I'm gonna say. That song was weird. I was gonna say that's what's weird about that thing was just weird. Yeah. Chaotic was alright. Chaotic was good. I remember Chaotic, John. Chaotic was alright. Chaotic was alright TV show, John. I've seen that show. Actually, Chaotic's like season 4 Digimon. If you come to think of it. Chaotic on YouTube. Theme song. Chaotic theme song, YouTube. Yeah, remember Chaotic was alright show, John. Jetix! It was on Jetix. It was on. I don't know what you're on Jetix. I don't know what you're on Voogle. On Viggle, whatever that show was called. On that one channel, Voogle or something. Don't remember that show. Oh, that wasn't for kids. That was not. Oh, this was not Jetix. This was the Fox Box. What? They need to make a new. Yeah, because it was a. Chaotic was. Chaotic was right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do something real quick. That was the Fox Box. That was Fox Box. Fox. Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, like I said, I just I'm gonna look up what John sent me, guys. Ultimate muscle on the back box. Up on muscle plane. Okay, well, it's okay. I'll watch this again. Ultimate muscle. Ultimate muscle. Well, up on muscle plane. He's wearing a mask his whole life. Mucho. Yeah. That's a problem. That was honestly. I don't know that show at all. Oh, I don't know that show. Okay, I know. I gotta get off this stuff and watch what you put around here. The magic is back. Good. The magic. It says the magic's back. Let's see what Johnny sent me and see what we have to do. Hi ho, it's off the work I go. It's sad though. In breaking news, GTA 5 was. I watch a little bit of this, a little bit of that, John. Oh, I gotta read that later, John. John, someone left me a comment on something I made. I still can't believe that Angel Dust father is powerful. Did you know that? No, but do you know it's gonna be on TV soon? It's gonna be on TV. I can't wait.
Do you ever see a pilot or a really good show and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I want this to happen. This needs to happen. And then you wait and it doesn't happen. Look, the animation industry is cutthroat and cold, okay? This is a dog-eat-dog world out here. Even if a pilot does get greenlit and produced into a full show, that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be successful, and we've seen tons of great shows canceled too soon. But usually, if there's a pilot or short that really stands out and is so blatantly impressive that it manages to build a fan base around it instantly, then it can go on to have an incredible run. We see it happen all the time, recently with
Infinity Train.
Today I want to talk about the pilots and shorts that should be greenlit. These can be old or recent, but one thing stands true. These deserve to be made into full series. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to share with you some exciting pilots and animated shorts that I know deserve a full series. And hopefully you do too. And where better to start this list than with one of the most slept on animated pilots of all time, AJ's Infinite Summer. Now, you may have seen this short before. It actually is a few years old at this point, but if not, you definitely need to. One thing that I really admire about Cartoon Network is that it always puts its pilots and shorts online, whether or not they're going to be made into full series. And I understand this might be like an industry move to kind of gauge audiences' reactions before giving it a full green light. I mean, if you remember, Adventure Time short went viral before that got picked up by anybody. It's just a tried and true method. And in my opinion, people pass on this one too fast. So the original pilot focused on AJ and his two friends Danny and Morgan, as AJ tries to spend his summer as spontaneously as possible. In this specific short, it follows AJ getting a job at a corporate office. There's an infinitely hilarious giant suit. My favorite character by far is AJ's dad, and I won't describe the whole short for you. If this sounds interesting, definitely check it out. It's on YouTube. The short was made by Toby Jones of Regular Show and OKKO fame, and you could definitely tell. I mean, there's like no other brain this could have came out of. And in my opinion, this short was just delightful and fun. It's got that same absurd charm that was so prominent in shows like Regular Show and OKKO, while also being a fresh concept. But as great as this short is, I actually don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it, because instead, I want to focus on something that came after the pilot. More specifically, the incredible self-produced storyboard that Toby Jones dropped on his YouTube channel as a lost episode. Look, if you saw AJ's Infinite Summer and you were like, this is pretty cool, but I'm not that impressed, then you need to watch the storyboard because it kicks it to 11. The entire thing is a roller coaster. From start to finish, I was completely engrossed because it was just so absurd and wonderful. You truly have no idea where they're going, and then they go in a completely different direction, and you're just along for the ride. I love it. The episode itself actually focuses on AJ's relationship with his dad. After AJ gets mutant powers and joins his dad's football team. The strongest part...
Yeah, I knew that a while back, John. I knew that a few days, John. I told you that Husband Hotel got greenlit because I knew. We just don't know. If it goes on Adult Swim, then we're gonna be happy. Or if it goes on Next, we're gonna have problems. If I could actually get the rights to this. It actually went on network. I put this on YouTube like that instant. Eventually, who owns the show will make sure it comes on YouTube. Most likely. Was it Flips? Wait. Maybe it'll be a YouTube Red series. Who knows? Maybe a YouTube Red series.
How unconventional all of this is. AJ
and if it's YouTube Red, then just watch it on YouTube.
His friends at the spa, but mistakenly goes to a toxic waste dump. That's the best superhero origin story ever. And if you look at AJ's Infinite Summer and say, it doesn't sound like there's a lot going on plot-wise, that's okay. There really isn't. The simplicity of the premise works because it's just a vehicle for delightful absurdity. It's not too complicated. It's just a really fun watch. There are very few things that I watch and immediately want more of, and this is one of them. In a way that I didn't even expect. It's just a hilarious one-off show, and although I want to see more of AJ and his friends, I really just want to see more of this style of comedy and storytelling. At the very least, just give this man a show, please. And I think we need more funny one-off shows like this, where the stakes aren't too high, but this thing is so packed to the brim with comedy that you literally cannot watch it and not laugh once. The jokes completely caught me off guard every single time. It's visual gags, it's just, I love it. And it's just on YouTube right now. If this was made into a full series, I really feel like it would
I would not watch it.
Because a lot of people love this style.
I would never watch it.
And it's not like Toby isn't trying. He's pushing this thing hard. Good on him. Hopefully we get to see AJ Summer one day.
This year,
I don't know.
we're gonna solve quadratic equations.
We're getting the band back together.
Boo!
We're going to do science.
I don't know.
Up next is the more recent pilot, Trick Moon. This is another Cartoon Network animated short made by the talented Geneva Hudson, who previously worked on OKKO as a supervising artist and storyboard director. And you can definitely tell with the style. The strongest part of Trick Moon, in my opinion, is just like the plot of it. Pocket and Trickshot are siblings who have to protect the Moonstone, which also holds the soul of their prince older brother, its previous protector, as evil forces constantly try to steal it. It's kind of heavy, because if they lose the Moonstone, they also lose a family member. That's not good. The problem arises when Pocket and Trickshot are just slacker children. They don't have the responsibility to take care of something so powerful. So what ends up happening is their brother coaches them from inside of the Moonstone themselves. It's a really great dynamic, and honestly, I love watching the scenarios play out. It's a really interesting premise and leads to some pretty great scenarios, because while it seems like a fantasy story on the surface, underneath it all, it touches on the actual human reality of sibling relationships and sibling dynamics, which is something I really don't see a lot of. It doesn't help that their older brother Prince is the opposite of them in terms of being like the most responsible person ever, so they often butt heads, but usually their hijinks end up saving them in the end, even if they got them into the problem in the first place. Trick Moon pulls heavy from the video game Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic in the best way. It's bright, it's colorful, it's fun to watch, you'll smile the entire time, and I think that's how it gets away with its simplistic premise, because the pilot sets up a situation that's basically they guard the Moonstone and somebody evil tries to take it, which is very Saturday morning-y, but it's a love letter if anything, and it works perfectly.
I think my ass kicked in. Oh, right there.
The best villains ever. Now there's the big baddie, Dr. Twinkle. He's scary.
Oh, I didn't put paints in it.
Mage was really interesting.
I don't know what I'm saying. I actually don't know what I'm saying. I thought something stupid. Nah, I wouldn't make that. It wouldn't work.
To his past being more complicated than it seems, having ties to the trio, specifically their older brother. I hope they explore this further, which is another reason why I hope this goes on to be something more than just a short, because deeper villain stories are infinitely interesting. And in my opinion, we just need more cartoons like this right now. Now, if this is going to work as a full series, obviously they have to expand some aspects of it. But it just feels very fresh and original, and most importantly, you can tell how much effort was put into it. Everything from the animation to the color choices to the voice acting, which is some of my favorite voice acting I've heard in such a long time. Seriously, Pocket and Trickshot have the most adorable voices ever. I could hear them talk for hours. Trick Moon is relatively new, but it still has a lot of fan support right now. A ton of fan art, and people online are really engaging.
Never seen it.
So hopefully we see where this goes. I will definitely be looking forward to seeing what happens. Next up, I'm going to be a little biased here. This is the one that I'm most excited for. I am talking, of course, about Smiling Friends. Now, the jury's out on if this is happening or not, if this could happen. Same with all of these other pilots, but I just need Smiling Friends in my life. If you're a fan of animation, have been on the internet, you might have seen or heard of this pilot. I mean, it kind of made the best thing it could have possibly made. The show is a simple and strange premise of a company that tries to make people feel better called the Smiling Friends. They just try to make people smile. That's such a good idea. Like, there's so many places they could go with that, and their office is literally just a smiling face. It's beautiful. I'm used to these two making weird content, okay, that has, like, no plot. So seeing a short that is pretty much grounded and had, like, a B-plot and different characters they introduced.
No, I don't want to watch this.
Typical television sitcom structure.
Who's hot?
They got Mike from Red Letter Media. Literally. I guess I should talk about what happened specifically in the pilot, if you hadn't seen it somehow. Basically, the Smiling Friends get hired to help a guy who's trying to kill himself. He literally has a gun to his head the entire short. All the while, there's a B-plot about their coworker Ellen, losing his cheese and going to investigate. Both plots get really dark. The two characters, Charlie and Vim, are both voiced by the two creators respectively, which shows even more that this is just a passion project. And honestly, I love their dynamic so much. Charlie doesn't really care about his job, while Pim really cares about his job and is sort of naively happy, although he ends up getting crushed by the stark reality of life in the end. Look, I could talk about this short and how it works, or you could just watch it.
This
It's
looks
some of the
stupid
funniest
and
11 minutes of animation
like-
I've seen in a while. It's disturbing and it's dark. There's a scene where their boss is breastfeeding, like this creepy baby thing. It's so perfect. The
Stupid
reason
show.
I'm so excited about it is because these are all internet personalities. These are all internet animators. And I've been waiting years for these people to get their recognition in traditional animation.
This show's
the fact that they got
stupid.
Mike from Red Letter Media to
This
voice
show
the
better
character
not-
is
this
just
gotta
so
show their-
exciting.
hope
All
it
these
shouldn't get
people
lit.
that we watch all the time, that we love, are getting their individual chances to go on and do this stuff professionally. Smiling Friends will be a success if they
No, it will
greenlight
not
They need
be.
to. I don't know if
Everyone's
they
a
have. I don't know
crap.
what's going on behind closed doors. I'm a little weary because Michael literally has another show coming out, so I don't know if he's like super loaded up or he chose to make one over the other. I cannot weigh in. Not in the industry.
Why
But
not make
outside
another
looking
show?
in, I know this show's a no-brainer to make. And when it came out, it went pretty viral. A lot of people were talking about it. Because these people already have their fan bases online. There's a built-in audience here. This came out last April, so it's still super recent, but I've heard reports that they're actually still airing it randomly on Adult Swim, along with Bushworld Adventures. Maybe that's a sign. Maybe they're testing out the waters a little bit. I don't know what the future holds, but fingers crossed.
That-
Smiling Friends is pretty dark, but up next I want to talk about a lighter short, Beetle and Bean. This show is just straight up cute. Another recent Cartoon Network pilot. This short I have the least amount of information on. From the intro, it looks like Bean just crashed down on this planet, which I don't know if it's Earth. I actually have no idea what's going on, but I love it and it's beautiful. Oh, it's a... Oh, well, you know what? It's a beetle. I'm so dumb. So it's really just about a bean and a beetle, which is absolutely adorable. The pilot itself follows Bean having an identity crisis after realizing that they don't want a garden like Beetle, so they decide they're going to be a knight, and they wear a little knight armor. The best part of the show is just their cute world of adult animation. We have something that's not a short or a pilot, but a fully and we don't even know the real name. BoJack proved there's already an audience for surreal-looking animation that covers realistically dark human problems, and that's what Sub-Lo and Tangy Mustard does so well, as well as just...
That just sucked. Sorry, John. No. No, John. Sorry, John. That won't work. Let me read this real quick.
So Michael, I got right here some silver bars, and I got amazing deal.
As well as just being funny and fun to watch. So watch it. Aaron Long, I'm rooting for you. And lastly, I want to... like a perfect progression for the series. It also dropped some pretty bombshell news, like some of our favorite characters actually being aliens. The whole thing was insane. He basically described it as writing fan fiction about Kids Next Door, which it kind of feels like what is canon, I think, because it's from the creator. The whole clip was as ambiguous as it was intriguing, and we even got another animatic with more original voice actors after the first one got leaked, and that one gave us number 3 swearing, which is something I thought I'd never see. But seriously, this whole pitch was so in-depth, and there was so much effort put into it. They literally invented their own alien language. So here they were with this successful project, a massive outpouring of fan support, even an online petition, and CNN never took the bait. They flat out just said no. Now I kind of get that back then maybe this might not have been the move. And the television industry is very complicated. It's an industry. They can't just like decide to snap their fingers and make a show happen. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because if there was ever a time, it's now. We are living in the age of nostalgia. Things are getting reboots constantly to much success. I mean, recently we had Samurai Jack finally get an ending. There's just a huge demand for nostalgia, and cartoon reboots are happening more than they ever have before. So if nostalgia is successful, and the demand is there, and the passion is there, it seems like the perfect recipe for this to
This one came back, I heard.
This is all just sitting there. And it's not like everyone just moved on. If you go on the video they posted, people are still commenting as recently as days ago. Somebody even asked if people came here from TikTok. Galactic Kids Next Door is a gold mine. The things this series could explore, the places they could go. I mean, it would literally just be Kids Next Door in space. On top of the fact that they basically made number 1 a villain, I'd love to see where they take this. And plot-heavy animation is more popular than ever, even if it's just a mini-series. I'd love to see what this could become if given the time and potential. Especially with all the new streaming platforms, this would work so well on something like HBO Max. And again, it has a built-in audience. It just feels like a no-brainer to me. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. And that's kind of the sentiment for all of these, right? No matter what the future is of any of these sorts of pilots, they all stand on their own as incredible pieces of animation. And most of all, they're exciting and refreshing. The future of animation looks hopeful. I just hope these things are ending. But as always, I want to know what you guys think about all of this. I've seen this.
Frank's new thick sauce is still the perfect blend of flavor and heat.
No way.
Flavors and, well, thick. So you can still put that shit on everything.
Next year, right?
Thanks for the fun time, hot stuff. Yeah, listen. This is great, you hear me? I can't let it get out I'm offering my services to randos on the street. It was a quick cash grab. Got it? Whatever you say, slut. Ouch! Oh, such an insult. Let me know when you come up with something creative to call me, you sack of poorly packaged horse shit. Tell the missus I said hi. Schnuck 'em, stack 'em. Boom on Hey, up yours, drag show!
My drugs!
Oh my god! My drugs! Damn it!
Pendant ce retour.
Ouais, écoute. Ça reste entre nous, t'entends? Je veux pas qu'on sache que j'offre mes services à n'importe qui dans la rue. C'était de l'argent facile, capiche? Quelle insulte! Fais-moi signe quand tu auras quelque chose de plus original en stock, espèce de ramassif fécal dégénéré. Passe le bonjour à madame. Mon chou. À ma fille fécale dégénérée. Craque-toi les nez. À moi! Hey! Pas de fer, Travelo!
My drugs!
Nom d'une pipe! Ma drogue! Fais chier!
Drug in French?
Слушай,
Russian.
между нами, ясно? Я не хочу, чтобы все думали, будто я продаюсь каждому встречному. Это так, халтурка. Смекаешь? Ты как скажешь, шлюшка. Ой, как я оскорблен. Перезвони мне, как придумаешь что-то более оригинальное, драный ты мешок говна конского. Передавай женушке привет. Пупсик. Драный мешок говна конского. Хаба! Эй, выкуси, трансвестюля! Боже ж мой! Моя дурь!
Один заватову... Сезон?
Так, слухай, це залишиться між нами. Чуєш? Не можна, щоб хтось дізнався, що надає свої послуги першому, кого зустріну на шляху. Просто швидкий заробіток.
I don't speak Ukrainian.
Як скажеш, шлюшко.
Чую, як грубо. Повідомлю мені, як вигадати щось більш креативне. Ти, чому так погано упаковано кінського лайна? Передаші зіночці привіт. Тьомочки.
Погано упакована.
gotowy. Moja narkota. Dziecko. Danke für die geile Zeit, Herzstuff. Ja, hör zu. Halt das für dich, kapiert? Niemand darf wissen, dass ich meine Dienstleistungen irgendwelchen Fremden anbiete. Nur ein kleiner dazu.